Okay, it's gonna be a little formal introduction. All right. With a background in English and library and information sciences, Dawn Rivers has successfully combined her spirituality and passion for yoga to establish Daybreak Yoga, a business that provides a space filled with mindfulness, energy, and fun. Beginning her own practice in 2009 and opening her own studio in 2018, Dawn has had the privilege of assisting her students in discovering their limits while exploring the transformative impact of yoga on their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. She has conducted her classes both in person and virtual. Now, I don't know about all of you, but this will be my first time formally participating in a yoga session. I'm very excited to be trying something new. With that being said, let me introduce the amazing Dawn M. Rivers. Woo!
Well, thank you. I was like, what does that say? When somebody introduces you, you're like, oh, okay, gotcha. So let me put on my spectacles. I do have a very short presentation to do. So let's talk wellness. That's what today is. We're going to move a little, we're going to have some fun, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mindfulness. So welcome. This is me. I'm a 500-hour yoga teacher as well as meditation. I'm a trauma-informed yoga teacher. I'm working on my yoga to 12-step certification, and I do breath work, yoga nidra, and on and on. So yes, I was a former school librarian. I have a mother of two grown children. They live in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. I live in the Midwest. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm a friend. I'm an amazing friend, if I do say so myself. I love all things pink. And I've traveled to 30 states and 13 countries, and I'm ready to do some more. That's why I need to get my Spanish together so I can be a better in the world. And I'm a mindset and business coach. So that's a little bit about me. But a lot of people ask me, they say, Dawn, what is mindfulness? And so when I work with younger students, I just say it's like putting your mind on what you're doing. Because a lot of times we're thinking about 100 things at once. So right now you're on Zoom, but you're probably doing something else. You might be checking your phone for a second or talking to a neighbor or thinking about the next thing. So mindfulness is learning how to put the mind right into this present moment. And one of the ways we do that is breathing. So you can't breathe in the future and you can't breathe in the past. You can only breathe in the present moment. So once we start practicing that, it kind of puts up like a force field, a barrier, a container around you to keep other things out of the way so you can focus on the today or right here, right now. So we're going to do some breathing practices, which will help us settle our nervous system, give us some clarity and some focus so we can move our bodies. And then we talk a lot about mindset, these two M-I-N-D words. So mindset is about growth or awakening, but it can also be about stuck or stale. As we are maturing in schools and we're matriculating out, it's that time that a lot of students are looking for the next thing. So they're either ready to go to the next grade level or the next school or off to college or off to the work world. And it's like, well, what do I really want to do? And sometimes fear gets in the way and it keeps us from moving forward. So when we get our minds right and we know that we have the right people in our lives, we can make the right decision. Even if we make a decision that stumble, we can always say, you know what, even though it cost me something, some time, energy, friendship, I learned from it and I can thank that experience and I can move forward into it. So we can use our mindsets to stay in this of continuing to go forward. We can use mindfulness to keep other distractions out so we can focus. And then we're going to do some movement. And so those are the three things I like to teach: movement, mindfulness, and mindset. So movement is any way that you want to move your body. My movement of choice, obviously, is yoga, and it's known as asana from the Yoga Sutras, from the old ancient yoga Vedic teachings from 5,000 years ago. It means posture or poses. And then the mindfulness, we're going to do some breathing. We're going to start with that. And then we're going to close a little bit with some meditation, which I just like calling sitting in stillness. So it's not too scary and everybody can do it. And then lastly, I talk about awakening the light within. All about this yoga practice is removing things, the obstacles that are in the way so we can focus on our own growth, our own awareness, our own happiness, our own freedom. So when you awaken the light within, it's also known as Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which is Sanskrit, and it means like slowing down the mind. Because the mind could be like thinking all these different thoughts at one time. So how can we slow that down and instead ignite the light? And then the light shines and it's like, oh, I know exactly what I want to do. Here comes that clarity in the mind. So that's what we're going to do today. I'll bring this back up later. If you want to follow me, young kids, if you want to follow me on the gram, I'm just getting on the TikTok, knock, knock, learning how to do that. Things change so fast. And then, of course, I'm on Facebook for the older generation who want to follow me on Facebook. So those are my quick things, and we can take questions at the end. So we'll start first in a comfortable seat. So I see some people on the top sitting down, and I think I saw the young man on the Instagram this morning. So have a seat. You can sit with your legs crossed, you can sit in a chair, and then rub your palms together. So in our hands, we have what are called hasta chakras. Hasta means hand, and chakra means energy centers. So think about like if you fall down and you just need a hug to feel better. And the person who hugs you, they put their hands around you and just give you a nice squeeze, you feel better. The energy from their hands body can change how you feel. So we're just going to do a little bit of energy work on ourselves. Bring one hand to your navel and one hand to your heart. So we're talking about our heart center in the middle of our chest. Sitting tall, take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale with a sigh out of your mouth. Twice more, deep breath in, exhale out. And I want you to be expansive, wide in the body. One more inhale. And soften your eyes. Bring your chin down just a little bit. And as you breathe in, feel your navel area, your belly expand. And feel the chest expand. So not so much like this linear or vertical, but more horizontal and wide. So through the nose, only inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. So continue to do that. It's called sama vritti. So equal balancing breath. Inhale and exhale. And now I want you to envision a square, but keep breathing evenly. A square has 4 sides, 4 corners, and they're all equal. So this is called a square breath. We're going to inhale for 4, then we'll hold for 4, then we'll exhale for 4, and we'll hold for 4. It's like moving around the square. So here we go, nose only. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Breathe normally, either looking at a space in front of you or close your eyes. And take a moment to say something that is affirming to you. Or maybe it's a thankful gratitude feeling that you want to express. Or maybe it's just release. It could be like, this is good, or I'm ready. And so taking a moment to set your mind on this moment in time, this quiet space. And sometimes I say to myself, I am enough. Or I might say, I love my life. Or I'm happy. Or I can do this. Or relax. And take your hands together in prayer. It's called Anjali Mudra. Bring your hands at your heart center. Press your thumb knuckles and sternum. And then we'll chant an Om. So Om is this sound. It's the symbol behind me. And Om is considered the sound of the universe. It is a sound between space and time, the vibration of every living thing. And when people practice chanting Om, it is a connection of all the yogis or the people who practice yoga across space and time for generations and generations. It equalizes all cultures. So I like to take a deep breath in. I clear out the breath. And then inhale for. And that sets everything in motion. So now we can begin. So open up your eyes. We're still going to be on the floor in a chair. Bring your hands to your knees and take your chest forward. Inhale your chin up, squeeze your shoulder blades on your back, squeeze your elbows back, and then exhale, round back onto your tailbone, squeeze the belly in, straighten the arms. Inhale, rock forward, chin up, chest up, and exhale, rock back. So this is called a seated cat and cow spinal flexion. So deep breath in as you come forward and deep breath out as you go back. So the difference in a lot of exercises in yoga is that we usually just breathe through our nostrils, not our lips. So we keep our lips sealed. We want to keep what's called the prana or life force in. And we use the nostrils as like a filtration system. So continue 2 or 3 more. And I would recommend, like, if you're tired or if you're listless or if you're confused or anxious, move your spine. It's going to change your entire viewpoint. 1 more forward and back. Because a lot of times we don't have enough movement in our spines. Now I want you to cycle your body, swirl it over to the right, then come forward, over to the left and back. And so I like to get my shoulders and elbows into the game, moving around. You can drop your head back, you can bring it over to the side and forward. So spiral around. This is awakening our hips, our hip flexors, our lower back, our hamstrings, our glutes. 1 more to the right, and then all the way back around. And then we'll go to the left, forward, to the right, and back. Spiraling around. Again, you can move your elbows and your shoulders a few times. And I can't hear you, but if you want to go, ooh, you can make those sounds. Couple more times to the left, back around, and then 1 time to the left and back around. Then come forward, sitting tall. So if your legs are getting tired, there's a couple you can do. You can sit on something higher. You can open up your legs. If you like to sit on your knees, you can do that. If you have a yoga mat, you can roll it up. All right, so take your arms up towards the ceiling, pull your navel in, exhale, bend your elbows and squeeze your shoulder blades on your back. Inhale, reach up, look up, stretch up. Exhale, pull down. Yeah. Twice more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull it down. 1 more. Inhale up. When you raise your hands up, it brings your heart rate up, and exhale down. It helps the blood come back to the head. Bring your left hand down and reach your right hand up and over. So a side bend or a lateral bend. And this is opening up your ribs, expanding your obliques. It's moving your spine in a different location or different direction. And then right hand to the floor. or to your chair, and left hand up and over. So this is my crunchy side, y'all. And you'll see that you are uneven. One side is always easier than the other. This side is like, I don't want to go. Switch sides, left hand back down, right hand up and over. And we try to do it a few times so the body gets used to where we're going. We're going to add on, take your hand, right hand forward, swing it across your body to the floor. Left hand reaches up. It's like a dance. Stretch it over, nice. And then bring it in front of you, across, and then back down. So move in a little rhythm, in a little dance. There you go. A few more this way, back and forth. And we'll do one more on each side. Right hand reaches up and over, right hand back down, left hand reaches up and over. Nice. Then come back to the middle, sitting tall. There you go. So hands come down. So this one, bring your hands back either to your knees or to the floor. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and then down. Inhale, roll them up. Exhale, down your back. Twice more. Inhale, up and down. One more, up and down, and then come forward. So we look down at our phones and our tablets a lot, and our upper back and shoulders get really crunchy and we don't move them a lot. There was this study that was done in the late 60s here in Cleveland, where I live, where these housewives couldn't raise their arms up past a certain height. And so the researchers were like, well, what is this? And they realized that the top shelf in the kitchen was only but so high. And then they only moved up to raise to get that whatever off that top shelf. So if we don't move our shoulders, our necks, our back, then our body will start to constrict on itself. So you always want to move your spine as much as possible. Take your left hand, reach it behind you. Take your right hand to your left knee. Yes, we're going to be facing to the left. Very good. So pull your navel in, sit up tall, bend your elbows and twist and look back behind you. So we're working the spine. We're working the spinal column, the spinal muscles, your abdominals, your abdominal muscles, your internal muscles that are going deep in towards your internal organs. Twisting does all of this. It helps it get stronger and helps it release. So take your left hand, reach it up behind you. Lean forward, bring your right shoulder towards your right knee and reach your left hand up and over. Yes. So I feel like I'm a pretzel. Yes, kind of. So yoga will help you move your body in a way you never thought. And this is one of the ones that I like because it's working tons of areas at one time. Come back up. Release that twist. Unpretzel the body. Left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. So same thing, other side. Pull your navel in and start to twist. You can bend those elbows to help leverage and twist you back. Look over that back shoulder. We usually twist to the right first and then to the left because it helps with the digestive tract as it goes clockwise. So once you feel good, take your right hand up and come forward, left shoulder towards left knee, and reach with that right hand up and over. There you go. Yeah. So again, you'll see one side is smooth and one side is rough. Okay, come on up. Very nice. Take your hands on your knees and close your knees and come to hands and knees. We call it table in yoga. They call it quadruped in other practices. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and rock back and forth. So because we work on our computers a lot, and our fingers get really tired. So back and forth, you're rocking. I realize you can't see my hands all the way. So rock back and forth. Keep moving back and forth, and gently turn your right fingers back towards your right knee. So you flip that hand, and you might not be able to rock back and forth as far as before. So gentle rock back and forth. Yeah, stretching that wrist. Turn the right hand back forward. Turn your left fingers back towards your knee. You're facing the knee and gently rocking back. Yep. So this is stretching the carpal tunnel. It's helping out those little intrinsic muscles that go down your wrist to your hand. Flip that hand back forward and then turn your right hand upside down. So the palm is facing up. Try to keep your elbow straight. And again, gently rocking back and forth. Stretching. Yep. Pull the navel in. Try to keep that elbow straight. So if you ever broken a wrist or strained or sprained your wrist, you might have a little bit tighter ability in your movements. So turn that hand back forward and then flip the left hand up and over. So the palm faces up, and again, you're rocking back and forth. Nice. Okay, come back to the middle, and you're gonna tent your fingers like you have tennis balls under them, and bring your shoulders right over your fingers. So your fingers are down, your palms are tented, and you bring your shoulders over the fingers and press down. So it's not back, forward. So your shoulders are over your elbows and your elbows are over your wrists and fingers. Okay, nice. Palms flat. Walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Tuck your toes under, pull your navel in, and press your knees up off of the floor and bring your body into a dancing dog. So an upside down V. Raise your heels and lower down. Raise them up, lower down. Try to grip the mat with your fingers so your arms don't get tired. A couple more times, raise the heels, lower. One more time, raise and lower. Press your heels down towards the floor as much as they can go. So if they don't go flat, it's okay. Squeeze your navel in. So this is a power pose. You're holding up your entire weight with your hands and your feet. So a lot of people are like, oh, this is hard. It is. But the more that you do it, the stronger you'll be. Your arms, your shoulders, your chest, your abdominals, your legs will get strong. So let's try to hold this for 5 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. Stay with it. Inhale. Exhale. One more good one. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your knees back down to the floor. So if your wrists get tired, shake your arms, shake your wrist out, or you can squeeze your wrist. So that's why we're kind of practicing that first move, so you can really get into your wrist. So think about, like, as we get older, like myself, we lose mobility and strength in our hands. So the more that we practice yoga, it's a functional practice. So what we just did will actually make your hands stronger, right? So all the things that we did, you can do every day. So come back to downward facing dog, tuck the toes under, knees off the mat, hip high. This is one of my favorite ones to do. We're gonna take our right leg to the sky, so stretch it up high. My hip always clicks. So right leg up is called a three-legged dog. Then bend the and try to kick your heel to your hip. Left leg is straight. Right knee is up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Woo! I see people like, whoa, Miss Dawn. Okay, bring that right leg back down. Downward facing dog. Nice. Stay where you are. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Try to kick the ceiling. Bend the left knee. Keep the knee up. So think about a dog going tinkle tinkle on a tree. I always say, like, using the outdoors. So he doesn't want to get wet. He has to raise that leg up. This is good for strength, flexibility, mobility, and endurance. So we're opening up our hips and we're strengthening our upper body. Left leg back to the floor, knees back down. How are we doing? Woo! Okay. So our next move is a hip opener. This is a really good one to do if you're not sleeping well at night, if you have a lot of anxiety, if your hurts, if you're feeling like closed off, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling uninspired. It's a hip opener. So we're going back to downward facing dog. This is called leveling up. So back to down dog, back to three-legged dog, right leg up again. We're gonna bend that right knee again. So same thing, but we're gonna add on. Look at your right thumb. You see your thumb way up at the top of the mat? Swing your right foot to your right thumb. You can help it out. Take your hands on the inside of your right foot, and lower your left knee to the floor and release the toes. So it's a long, stretched out, low lunge. So if it's hard, make a fist and bring your fist to the floor. I know you still can't see me. I needed to adjust my camera. So it's called a low lunge. It's called Anjaneyasana. We're opening up that left hip. Yes. And we're pressing down into the right foot. Squeeze your right knee towards your right arm, right shoulder. Pull it in, squeeze it in really tight. Pull your belly in. Very good. Now we're gonna twist open. Take your right hand to your right knee. Twist to the right, twist your chest to the right. Twist, 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 twist. Sink down into that left leg, long behind you. All right, hands to the floor. Straighten your right leg, but bend your left knee. So you've seen this, it's like a runner stretch. You bring your hips back towards your heel. So if you need to bring your fingertips to the floor, you can do that. You can bring your hand to your leg, but just not on your knee, and balance. So we're opening up this hip, the hamstring, which gets tight from sitting in chairs all day. All right, come forward again. Walk your hands forward. Swing your right knee to your left. Back to downward facing dog. Hips go high. Three-legged dog, left leg goes up. Take it up to the ceiling. Bend that knee. Same thing. Look at the left thumb. Swing your left foot to your lunge. Keep your belly in. Keep your knee up for now. So you want to take up as much space as you can on your mat. Now gently lower your right knee. That's what I want to say. Release the right toes. So try to take the curve out of your back so you're not like rounded, hunchback. So you want to flatten the back out, pull your navel in, and bring your chest forward. Yes. Again, you can make fists with your hands if that's easier instead of flat hands. Now we're going to twist to the left. So left hand on left knee. Twist the chest to the left. Twist, twist, twist. Yeah, keep breathing. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bring it out, back to the middle. Hands to the floor. Right knee bends, left leg straightens for your runner stretch. Hi, you're doing it. So it's a yoga class, but you won't get a failing grade, so you don't have to worry about that. Jokes, I got jokes all day. Okay, come forward. Left knee next to right. Down dog one more time. So stretch it back. So notice this down dog compared to the first one. You're like, oh, okay. The body will adapt so quickly. It's amazing. Okay, walk your hands back to your feet. It's called a forward fold. So if your hands can't come to the floor, bring them to your legs, either to your shins or to your ankles. But fold and pull your chin towards your chest. So I say if you can only do one yoga pose a day, it's this one. I'm going to tell you why. It's stretching the back of your body. Because we are bent most of the time, we're in a flex state most of the time in our hips and our knees. They get shortened instead of elongating the back of your legs and your back muscles. And the second thing, blood is coming to your brain. So we actually get more oxygen to the brain when we fold. It's good for the spine, it's good for the heart, it's good for your internal organs because we're gently pressing against them. It's good for your kidneys because we're stretching the muscles around the kidneys and helping the adrenal glands to settle down and slow off some of that cortisol and like that fight or flight, fight, flight, flee endorphins / hormones that are being sent into the body. Okay, slowly walk your hands up your legs and start to stand up. First time standing. Y'all get to see my pants in full action. Bring your hands to your hips. Everybody likes to balance. So we're gonna stay here for a second. Feel your feet below you. So feet flat, hands on your hips, pull your navel in. Stay with your hands on your hips and slowly raise your left heel up and then bring your left knee up towards your belly. And balance. Again, this is another functional pose because if you ever, again, hurt an ankle or a knee or a big toe, it can be hard to balance. And as we get older, our balance goes off. So we want to keep our body in a state of, as much as we can, like strength on either side, on both sides. Okay, bring that down. Y'all look pretty good there. You can shake it out. You release it to hips. So we have these meridians in our body. Meridians are another energy point. And when we are like connecting with the meridians in our hips, it helps us to stay equal or even. So you can squeeze your hips, bring all of your weight to your left leg, raise your right heel, and slowly raise your right knee up. If you look at something that's not moving, it helps you stay balanced a little bit better. So you know how dancers or skaters, they spin and spin and spin and they don't seem to get dizzy? That's because they're looking at one point. Y'all are doing amazing. All right, bring it down, shake it out. Deep breath in. Back to the middle. So I'm an add-on person. We're gonna be adding on, leveling up from there. So back to here, back to the middle. Standing firm on the right leg, zipping your belly in, bend your left knee, raise that heel, bring that left knee up. Now take it out to the side. So y'all might be, too young for this, but there's a commercial called Captain Morgan. That's what I call this pose. And then take your hands to your heart. So we're preparing for tree pose. We're not there yet, but feel how your hip is like, is opening up, right? You're like, whoa, that's a lot. I gotta balance and keep my knee way open. Absolutely. Now close the knee. We call it closing the gate and put the foot down. Keep that in mind because we're gonna get there. Hands back to hips. We're gonna add on in a minute. Left leg stays planted and firm. Raise the right heel, raise the right knee, and now right knee out to the side. Captain Morgan, way out, hands to heart. Yes, try to stay tall instead of leaning over to the side. That's the other part, right? Staying even. So knee is way open. Okay, now close the knee and foot back down. Shake it out, deep breath in, and deep breath out. So tree pose is when our knee is way out. So a lot of people do tree like this. That ain't tree pose. I don't know what that's called. So when you're doing tree pose, you want to press your foot to your leg and your leg to your foot. So either on your shin or your upper thigh. So this is considered tree or shrub, or you can bring it all the way up to your thigh. All right? So first, hands to hips, standing tall. Plant down your right leg. So this is the tree going down into the ground. Raise that left heel. Raise that left knee. Bring it out to the side. And either foot to leg or leg to foot. I gotta have my little counterbalance. That's what that is with my arm out. And then you press both together. Foot on leg, leg on foot. I see somebody with their hands up already. And then yes, you could take your arms up for tree branches. There you go, that's tree pose. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back to heart, foot off, foot to the floor. Well done, yogis. All right, other side, deep breath in. Hands back down, hands to heart. Hands to hips. Left leg planted, right heel up, right knee up. Right knee out to the side, right foot on leg. And it's okay if it doesn't work on this side because we're not even, remember? One side might be better. If you're ready, hands could come together at your heart or arms up. There we go. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, close it. So we're going to do one little flow, and then we're going to sit quietly. So come to the back of your mat, standing at the very back. Inhale your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold hands down to the floor. Walk out to downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee. Swing your right foot to your right hand. Bring your left knee down to the floor. Release your lows. Bring both hands to your right knee. Low lunge. Straighten. If you feel good, arms go up to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale, stay. One more. Inhale. Hands to the floor. Tuck your left toes under. Straighten that left knee and step to the top of the mat. Slide your hands up to your shins. Fold, bring your hands down to the floor or your ankles. Inhale your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale your hands back down to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog again. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Then the left knee. Swing the left foot to the left hand. Right knee down to the floor. Low lunge, release those toes. Hands to your front knee. Straighten the arms. Stretch the chest up. Maybe arms to the sky. And balance. Deep breath in. Exhale, stay. Deep breath in. One more, exhale, stay. Stretch up. Good, hands to the mat. Tuck your right toes under. Bring the right knee up. Step forward to the top of the mat. Hands to your shins, half lift. Fold again, either reach for your ankles or the floor. Arms to the sky, go all the way up. Reach up towards the ceiling. Hands back down to the floor. We're gonna add on, step back to a push-up. So top of your push-up, straight arms. Good, bend your arms, come down to the floor. Keep your hands right by your chest. Straighten your arms for cobra. Yeah, like a snake. Tuck your toes under, hips go up, downward facing dog. Right leg up, bend the knee, right foot to right hand, left knee down, arms go straight up, low lunge. Hands to the floor, under, step forward, slide the hands up to your shins, half lift, tap down to the floor, forward fold. Arms go to the sky. We call it saluting the sun. Hands back down to the floor. Step back to your push-up. Straight arms. Nice and strong. Lower all the way down to the floor. Keep your hands by your chest. Straighten your arms again. Chest comes up. Cobra. Tuck your toes. Take your knees off of the mat. Down dog. Left leg up. Bend the knee. Left foot to left hand, right knee down, arms to the sky. You got it. Low lunge, hands to the top of the mat, that fast. Step forward, slide your hands up to your shins, halfway lift. Fold again, arms go all the way up to the sky. Hands back down to the floor, exhale, step back, last push up. Go all the way down, come up to cobra. Chest comes up, and then bring your hips back to your heels. Keep your arms straight. Bring your head down, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. If you feel safe, come to your back and stretch all the way out. Sometimes they call it dreamer. Sometimes they call it sleepy man pose. In yoga, it's called shavasana, known as corpse pose. But if that doesn't feel good and safe, you can stay seated with your legs crossed. Your eyes can be softly open or towards the floor instead of looking out and around. But if you need to check the room first, check the room. And take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. Twice more. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. One more deep breath in. Hold the breath. And slowly let it go. Soften your shoulders, down your back or into the floor. Soften your face so it's smooth, no wrinkles, no tight spots, no clenching. Just a relaxed face, a smooth face, a free face. And tune in so much that you can hear your heartbeat. You can feel the beat, the pulse, the rhythm. Maybe you feel it in your ears or your neck. Maybe you feel it in your chest. Notice that the beats are slower. There's a little pause in between each beat now. Try to let go just a little bit more of the effort that you've been holding on to. Release the effort. Go back to those words you said at the beginning of practice. Either your affirmation, your intention, your power words. Maybe now you can see life a little bit clearer. Remove some of the congestion out of the way. Cleared out the fog. Swept away the confusion. Now there's a light. The light is shining on the answer, the solution. The light is shining on the words you need to say, the project you need to finish. So as we practice yoga, I call it your own growing awareness, YOGA. The more that we practice, that we breathe, that we move, and that we sit in stillness, we know who we are, what we want, and what we need to do. You take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, slowly wiggle fingers and toes. Roll over to one side if you're on your back. And then gently push yourself up to a seat. Coming to maybe cross legs or on your knees or with your legs in some kind of position that's comfortable for you. Continuing to push yourself up. And like we started, we'll close with our hands at our heart center. When we bring our hands together in this devotional practice, it is to say thank you to our ancestors, to the lineage of yoga, to the people who practice with us across space and time. So I thank you for letting me practice today, for sharing what I love with you. May you be happy. May you be whole. May you be free. And I close with the word Ashe, which means, and so it is. Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you.